Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Ninja Warrior podcast, and tonight the moment has finally come. We are finally talking about the Stage 5 Ninja Awards for AW14. Yep, it is finally time. You guys have been waiting quite a while, and we've been waiting quite a while to do a podcast on this topic. And here we are. We finally have the time. And tonight, on Columbus Day, even though it probably isn't that day anymore, we are going to be talking about them. Yeah, this is something we wanted to do for last year, as we alluded to a lot, but AW Junior kind of said no, and we never really had the time to do so after we finished it. So we just pushed it off, and we're doing one for this season for everything copying AW14. But it's like we won't do one for season 13 unless there's a huge fan outcry for it. I highly doubt that there's gonna be that, John. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of weird to have it be left out, but I would get the fans' point too. Yeah, but our job today is just to announce the nominees and talk about a little bit on why we put them there and such. And I'm just talking about their position on the list and such, and talk about all different categories and how you guys can vote. Because this year is going to look a little bit differently than last year because of the difference in popularity. Yeah, but I think before we should get to any of that stuff, I think we should just go into the nominees and just let you guys all know who won and who did it and such. Yeah, I think that it'd be better to do that first. And then at the end, we can talk about how you guys can vote and influence the winners of each category. So let's go into it. Let's go into it. Probably the least hotly debated thing on this list is the best male competitor. These are made up of everyone who made it to stage 4 because there were 5 people who made it to stage 4 and there were 5 different nominees for each category. So we have Josh Levin, RJ Willman, Caden Lebsek, Josiah Propel, and Jay Lewis. Honestly, I'm not sure there's going to be debate here. It really depends on who you like more. I think that's probably going to be what ends up determining the win here because everyone did the same. So, I'm not sure who would win this one. Yeah. I don't think point is out, just for future reference, there is going to be a fan vote, and there's also going to be us vote, you know? We're all going to vote. We're all going to have a separate poll where the 3 of us decide who wins. Yeah, there's going to be a one-up as well as a first place. I don't know why we just forgot to mention that. We're idiots. It's fine. It's been like 2 years. It's been like a year and a half, John. Alright, sorry. Alright, but anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure who's going to win this category, but it just depends on who's people's favorite ninjas. So it might be a 5-way split. It might be fully leaning to Caden Lebsek's favor for all we know. But that's probably the best way we could have done it. The next category might be a little bit more of a debate, that being the best female ninja, which is interesting, because, half of these ninjas are Wookiees. Yeah, we have Addie Herman, Abby Clark, Katie Bowen, Caroline Potts, and Barclay Stockett. Yeah, this is kind of interesting, because, the females, it wasn't really all that much of a revolutionary year for them. We had 2 making up the wall on stage 1. However, we had none make it past the 8th obstacle in the city finals, only having 2 make it there. And honestly, it was kind of underwhelming anyway to see some of the women perform either way. So it really comes down to favorite ninjas. Yeah, and plus, since a couple of these girls are Wookiees, I can kind of see people, going for Barclay on this one. I don't know, that's just me. Yeah, I think Barclay might have an edge because, she's the biggest name out of the 5. So, I don't know, I guess we will see, but generally speaking, that's that. The next category is the breakout performance for the male competitors, so basically Wookiees. We got Jackson Odas, Matt Domingo, Ethan Barnicki, Jeremiah Boyd, and Evan Andrews. These people are all teenagers. I think aside from... I think they are all teenagers. Yeah, they are. Alright, so they're all teenagers, but they all had really good years and made it to at least stage 2, with the exception of Ethan Barnicki and Matt Domingo, who both made it to stage 3.
Yeah, I think generally this is going to be interesting. I feel like Jackson Odos has a huge advantage here because he's the only ninja who's known for anything outside of this season.
Yeah, because he was on AEW Junior. I feel like Jeremiah Boyd also might have a little bit of advantage because again he was on AEW Junior as well, and also he's very popular as like social media. So yeah, I guess we'll see. It depends on who you're a fan of and such. But if I'm being honest, if I had to put a prediction, I'd say Jackson Odos would probably win this one. But I guess we'll find out, and obviously you guys will find out all picks later. Into when we actually reveal the winners. But moving on, the next category is the breakout female performance.
Yep, yep, these are all female rookies, unlike last year, to where we just, where we kind of just phoned it in.
Yeah, that's a way of doing it.
We did. There were no female rookies last year to really highlight. Like the two we did, Taylor Johnson and Ashley McConville, they were both. They had both competed on the previous season, and we just didn't know because they were cut.
Yeah, but this year we actually do have some female rookies to talk about here. So here we got Kaylin Potts, Katie Bone, Jordan Carr, Isabella Adkins, and Annabelle Heinrichs. Now, a couple of these ninjas, they did really well. Kaylin Potts and Katie Bone, they did really well on stage one. Jordan Carr was the first female rookie to complete a course, and she's currently the youngest, and probably will stay that way forever, really. I don't remember. Isabella Adkins, I believe, made it all the way to Vegas in the first season, and Annabelle Heinrichs made it farther than any of the women on a city finals course, I believe.
Yeah, it just comes down to preference. I feel like the last two names definitely may not win this one. I feel like Jordan Carr might actually have this one because name recognition.
Yeah, she is the biggest name out of this group, so I think I get your point there very much. I mean, if I'm being honest, I would lean towards Jordan Carr in this one as well, just because, like, she's more well-known and such. But I'm curious to see how the community, how our fans actually pick this one.
Yeah, it could really go either way on this one. Like, it's really difficult to decide just based off the names themselves, but obviously not trying to spoil who we'd pick.
Yep, next up is the best comeback season. So someone who like fell really early, who hasn't had a good season in a while. Those are the people going to these categories. So these would include Flip Rodriguez, R.J. Woolman, Ethan Swanson, Barclay Stockett, and James McGrath. And James McGrath's very loose because his comeback season ended very early.
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting. It's like Flip and RJ, they were dead giveaways because neither of them did all that well in seasons past. But Ethan Swanson's kind of like that middleman, and like his comeback season was greatly oversighted and was barely shown, despite the fact that it had every right to be shown.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Jason McGrath, I think Jason McGrath probably Jason McGrath and Flip are the biggest names out of this, but I'm not sure who would win it. Yeah, I mean everyone in here has a pretty good name recognition, so it really just comes down to who people think had the best comeback season. And in my opinion, I think it should be Flip. Like if I just want to share opinions now, I feel like it would be Flip.
You know, I'll agree with you on that. Flip makes sense. He had a really good season. So I'll give you that one.
Yeah, alright. After that, we have the best new obstacle. These are from the Obstacle Design Challenge or just from the show itself. So here we got Final Frontier, Box Office, Kaleidoscope, The Salmon Roll, and Chop It Up. Now, generally speaking, a lot of Kaleidoscope specifically, it's not really much of a new obstacle per se. But I guess it was okay. It's difficult to come up with new obstacles when, like, nowadays most of the obstacles are pretty shitty. So, at least come from an idea standpoint. So, it's really difficult to pick good obstacles. But I think I did an alright job.
Yeah. If I had to pick a favorite, I think I'd go. Yeah, I think if I were to have to pick a winner, it would be Final Frontier. But that's just me.
Yeah, I kind of put Final Frontier on it because like it's a very dynamic obstacle. It's like heavily designed, but I mean I know a lot of people think it's like heavily designed, like Carnival and the Three Ring Circus. But I don't know. I never really got that vibe from it. Maybe I'm just because I'm a space person, but I don't know. I just never really got the overly designed far from it.
Yeah, it just comes from preferences. It says yeah, it just comes from preferences, honestly. After that, we have the most shocking fail of the year, which is probably going to be pretty debated.
Yeah, so we got Sean Bryan's Stage 1 fail on Three Wing Circus. We have Adam Wales' semifinals fail on Hopscotch. We have Vance Walker's fail on the Jumping Spider. Jesse LeBrec's fail on Clockwork in the semis. And finally, Austin Gray's fail on Tetherball. On stage 1. This is definitely going to be it's probably going to be one of the closest ones, because it just depends on what ninja you like more.
Yeah, I feel like Sean Bryan has the obvious win, because he was probably the most shocking fail of the entire season. Not from an editing standpoint, just from the fact that he failed standpoint.
Yeah, I definitely see your point there, because it definitely is leading towards that direction, but Jesse LeBlanc and Adam Wood, they definitely have chances as well. Vance was kind of there out of necessity, and then Austin because I was not expecting Austin Gray to fail. I don't know. It's difficult to say.
Yeah. The next category is the Ninja Killer of the Year. So the obstacles that took out the most ninjas, or at least seem to have, I think is the better answer here. Here we got Kaleidoscope, Hopscotch, Clockwork, Box Office, and the Salmon Roll. All obstacles that did a pretty good amount of damage during the episodes they were in, particularly Hopscotch, which is why I feel it's gonna win.
Yeah, Hopscotch. It's the one that took out the most ninja, some like shocking fails and such. I think it took out 4 and 5 if you count Jackson Ornos. And if I'm being honest here it's probably the toughest out of this category. But I would not be surprised if something else won. Like, it's really hard to pick.
Yeah, I think Clockwork also has an advantage, because, like, it took out 3 different women that people really wanted to see move on.
Yeah, it's definitely... definitely. It's weird to think about, but, you know... And, you know, this is mostly not even based off total counts. Like, there's probably an obstacle we're missing here. But it's more of just, like, these are the obstacles that stuck out to me when thinking about the nominees and such. But, moving on. The final category for us to go over is the Stealthiest Ninja. The Stealthiest Ninja is someone who was barely shown in the edit at all, and people who were completely glossed over and completely ignored by the edit. And for these, I'll list their one stats as to how much they were shown in the edit when you guys go to vote for them. So for the Stealthiest Ninja, we have Vance Walker, who was given 3 fast forwards and who was given 1 shown run and 2 fast forwards. We have Kaden Maslin, who was given 2 cut ones and 1 fast forward that was barely all that long. Cam Bonagana, who got 4 fast forwards and 1 mid one, which is probably the biggest climb on this list. Kevin Carbone, who was given 2 fast forwards and a cut one, and Matt Domingo, who was given 3 fast forwards and 2 full ones. It generally comes down to both name recognition and if you just like remember. So obviously those stats that I just listed, like how many fast forwards and if they were cut or not, those will be shown on the voting list, because I think it would make it a lot easier if people just knew. And I think by that point people will see the stats and pick probably Cam Bonagana, because he really does deserve this award.
Yeah, he got 4 ones fast forward. Like, he had probably the best season he could have had and not been shown once. Like, it is so sad how much they don't give 2 shits about him despite how good he's doing.
Yeah, he really should be given more recognition, because he's doing really, really well. And this is probably going to be his best season ever for a while. So, the fact that this is a season, you know, that's held in high regard from his perspective because how well he did. But this is a season that he wasn't shown at all in. That's the sad part.
Yeah, the editors are really stupid, and this is probably the biggest answer. Like, it's basically critiquing the editing in this case.
Yeah, it kind of is. And it is. I think that's about it in terms of the categories.
That's the last one. So let's go into voting.
Okay, so voting. I've done a couple of tests for this via post about the first semifinals episode and different voting things for community posts, and you guys have been participating in those. So that gives me confidence that you guys will be able to vote in community posts for each one of these categories. And so that is how the fan vote category will be decided for each one of these categories. There will be a post for each one of them on my community tab about an hour after this video goes up. So if you watch it as soon as it comes out, give it a minute, give it some time, and they should be up soon after the video goes up. Again, it's probably my top priority to make sure they're all up so people can see them. Once they all up, I will give links in the description as well. I will give links in the description as well to each community post. That way you can just easily find them. And, yeah, generally, if you guys do have any more questions for how I should do the polls aside from that, let me know. The winners of the polls will be the top voter, the person who got the most votes, and the person who got the second amount of votes will be the runner-up. As mentioned earlier, there's also going to be a second category of us deciding who wins. And again, it's just mostly just so we can have I guess a rule in this idea, actually having like a force of being able to decide. So there's going to be two categories, a fan vote and an us vote, and we will see who ends up winning those votes.
Yeah, so get to voting, guys, because you guys got 2 weeks.
Yep, so you guys have until 2 weeks after this video goes up, and at that point, the voting will have closed, and any voting after that will not be counted, and we will release the episode announcing the nominees. That will include a tribute video, and of course all the winners. It will be a big old finale for the season 14, as we probably won't really bring it up in terms of like actually analyzing it after this.
Yeah, same with, just like AW 12, that's generally what we did. And it's kind of funny, because like, AW 12, like, that Stage 5 Ninja I was not expecting it to be that long, but it was 45 fucking minutes.
Yes, yes. So, I guess we'll have to see on that one, but you guys will decide, and I cannot wait to see what you guys, pick in terms of who wins and whatnot. But I guess we'll find out. Anyway, so check out the links in the description for you guys can vote. So you guys can vote and such, and obviously it's your choice if you want to vote or not, but this is generally just us wanting to show you guys everything about. So if I enjoyed, I think this is going to go a lot better than last year, because like last year we intended on having a fan vote as well, but no one decided to vote, probably because the fan base was really small, and we didn't have any community posts, so we just relied on the comments, so I can kind of understand why it didn't work that time around, but this time I have confidence.
Yeah, I'd be really disappointed if it's just the us voting category again. Like that, I mean, the Stage 5 Ninja Awards is part of getting community involved. So the fact that it isn't getting community involved would be sad in this case.
Yes. So anyway, we will see you guys next time in about 2 to 3 weeks, talking about the actual awards and who wins. Obviously, you guys will have 2 weeks to vote, so make sure to get your votes in there, and we'll be ready when the time comes to talk about it.
Yep. So we will see you guys next time for the actual winners of the Stage 5 Ninja Awards. Peace.